Brazil, a land of sunshine, a land of beaches, the nation of carnival, and the home of football. As Brazil prepares to stage the World Cup in 2014, the official view is that everything's going swimmingly.
Wow.
But is it?
When is the stadium going to be ready?
Opposition to this global footballing extravaganza is rising.
The police have just used pepper spray.
The country's dark past is casting a shadow over its gleaming present.
I think the Brazilian football is in the hands of a fascist, and he has to go right now.
And at the forefront of the criticism, this man, Romario, one of Brazil's former sporting gods, who swapped his football kit for a politician's suit.
Então a FIFA vem aqui, monta estado dentro do nosso estado, sai daqui com lucro de 2 a 3 bilhões de dólares. E aí?
So why is the man who won a World Cup for his country now sticking the boot in to the next one, before a ball has even been kicked? I'm Tim Franks, on the case in Brazil. Beach life in Rio de Janeiro, the party capital of Brazil. Passers-by stop to take souvenir photos of a global celebrity. No, not the man from the BBC.
I've done many things in the name of journalism and in the name of fun, but there's one pursuit I'm not even going to begin to attempt. It's called football, and one of its great exponents is Romario.
Life might look like a beach for the one-time World Cup winner, but unlike many a former football star, Romario hasn't gone into management or punditry. Instead, his career path has taken an unlikely trajectory and landed him here, in Brazil's parliament. He's a first-time MP for Rio, where he's won a reputation for being surprisingly outspoken, especially when it comes to the subject of the 2014 World Cup.
Mas totalmente desnecessário o que vem acontecendo no Brasil em relação à Copa do Mundo e no Rio de Janeiro em relação às Olimpíadas. Um gasto onde que eu acredito que poderia ser colocado esse dinheiro em várias outras áreas que são muito mais precárias e necessitadas, como educação e saúde, escola e hospital, para um evento que apenas dura um mês. Então a FIFA vem aqui, monta estado dentro do nosso estado, é o soberano, está acima da nossa soberania, ganha, sai daqui com lucro de 2 a 3 bilhões de dólares. E aí? E esses elefantes brancos que gastaram 1 bilhão, quase 2?
One of the main targets for his anger is just down the road from the parliament, the new $600 million national stadium in Brasilia. When we came to look, it was supposed to be ready in just 2 weeks' time.
Wow.
More than 4,000 people were working around the clock to deliver this stadium on time. Deadlines have been pushed back repeatedly and costs have rocketed.
When is the stadium going to be ready?
Agora no dia 21 de abril, no próximo dia 21 de abril, nós teremos a inauguração do estádio. Coincidentemente é o aniversário da nossa cidade, a cidade vai fazer 53 anos.
That's in 12 days' time. It doesn't look as if it will be ready, but you are confident.
Nós temos um prazo apertado, né? Mas estamos assim dentro do cronograma pré-estabelecido pela FIFA.
Brazilia's centrepiece did look impressive, but also a lot more than a fortnight away from delivery. And so it proved. The delivery date was missed, as so many others have been in numerous World Cup-related construction projects across the country. Just bad luck or bad organisation? Some critics, like Brazil's top investigative sports journalist, Juca Kfouri, see something else: vested interests at work.
Isso é uma outra maneira brasileira de fazer as coisas. Diante da possibilidade do atraso, que se dá, é real, os organizadores encostam a faca no peito do governo e dizem: vai ser um vexame internacional. E aí forçam o governo a abrir ainda mais os cofres, em regime de urgência, sem licitação, porque há que fazer. Tem que fazer de qualquer jeito. Então aí o dinheiro jorra e os fundos de campanha se beneficiam e as empreiteiras fazem uma festa, as grandes agências de publicidade também, né? E fica tudo por isso mesmo depois, porque afinal foi preciso.
We asked the Brazilian government for an interview. They offered a statement denying any problems. The construction work carried out in the 12 2014 FIFA World Cup arenas are, they said, monitored by the country's control agencies, such as the Federal Accounting Court. To date, the Ministry of Sport is unaware of any kind of pressure coming from the private sector, resulting in a greater investment of public funds. Brazil is not the first country to go over budget hosting big international sports events. But while Romario may appear to be one of the World Cup's most strident critics in Brazil's parliament, he says he's not against the tournament itself, just the way it's run.
Na verdade, o melhor para o Brasil é ter a Copa do Mundo, a segunda no caso, a primeira foi em 1950. Mas o que acontece é que, por mais que existissem e existem obrigações contratuais FIFA e país sede da Copa, tem coisas que não tem como você aceitar. Eu tenho certeza absoluta. Só que chegaram com 100 aqui, conseguiram 90 e 10 não. Então o Brasil se arreganhou, abriu as pernas para a FIFA.
All World Cups are huge money-making machines. For some, the question always, though, is just where public money stops and private profit begins. And nowhere more so than with Brazil's most famous stadium of the lot, the Maracanã in Rio. The public facilities around the Maracanã have, up to now, included a swimming pool, an athletic stadium and a primary school. Up to now, because come the World Cup, the landscape will change.
It's lunchtime here at the Friedenreich School in Rio. It's a school named after Brazil's first professional black footballer, and it sits right in the shadow of the Maracanã Stadium. But because of all the redevelopment around the Maracanã, this school is going to be demolished, probably at the end of the school year, to make way for a shopping centre in time for the World Cup.
Não, sobre uma copinha. Não, eu não acho justo isso. Derrubar nossa escola para uma Copa. E o Eduardo Paz, ele quer tirar a escola daqui só por uma Copa fraca. E ali também tem uma natação que é muito boa.
A swimming pool which has also been earmarked for closure.
Eles não se mostram tão empolgados com isso porque eles já entendem que essa Copa do Mundo no Brasil pode estar destruindo a escola deles. E eles choram, eles chegam chorando, eles se perguntam por quê. Por que um evento, né, que poderia ser tão bonito, poderia ser todo mundo tem o interesse de assistir um jogo, né? Uma Copa no seu país e tá acabando com a escola deles, de repente, por conta disso.
The teachers and pupils may feel that they can't do much, but others are trying to make some noise.
Cheerful sounds on the street of Rio, but not a terribly cheerful message about how the World Cup redevelopment has come at too much of a cost and that private companies are now going to be reaping the benefit of all this public redevelopment. But interestingly, one of the things that people here are saying is that one of their very few champions inside Congress, inside Parliament, has been a man who they thought was going to be a severe disappointment to the people of Rio, and that's Romario. I can see you're a football supporter.
Yeah.
What's your team?
Vasco da Gama.
Oh, okay, so it was Romario's old team.
Yeah.
So what do you make of him now as a politician?
Romario is the only one who is talking about the problems we are having here. I didn't expect him to be a very good politician, but I think he's doing well.
Eu não gosto dele, assim, dentro de arquibancada, eu não vou dizer que eu gosto dele porque ele jogou muito contra o meu time, tem uma rivalidade. Mas eu tenho que botar as coisas acima disso pela questão do bem maior do futebol. O Maracanã é um bem de todos, é um bem de todos os torcedores cariocas. Ele está defendendo o Maracanã, então ele está do meu lado, eu estou do lado dele nessa questão.
The demonstration stops next to the local government offices. Inside, the private bid for redeveloping the publicly owned facilities around the Maracanã was being decided. And then the atmosphere changed.
What had been a pretty peaceful and happy demonstration has just turned a little bit nasty. The police have just used pepper spray, which is why my nose is streaming. The problem is that they've allowed the demonstrators to congregate on a pretty narrow and busy street, and there's been a fair amount of push and shove.
Police eventually took control and dispersed the crowd, but other protests have ended more violently.